Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, we are going to use two articles, and they will differentiate between children and adults. And that is the adult. You're going to see who the adult is and who the child is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very obvious. So first, we have a Prime Minister of Great Britain, Boris Johnson, really talking nonsense, and I will read what he claimed. This individual. This article, you can find it in many outlets, many sources. But this is I picked it from Republic World, and there's some other areas where you can find it. It's from June 29th, 2022. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson claims Putin would have not invaded Ukraine if he was a woman. So British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on Tuesday reckoned that Vladimir Putin would not have invaded Ukraine if he was a woman. Speaking to German public broadcaster ZDF following the ongoing G7 summit in Bavarian Alps, Johnson asserted that he believes that the Russian president was a perfect example of toxic masculinity. He is very insulting towards the male population, calling them like that. I know he doesn't maybe qualify, judging by his behavior, he doesn't qualify to be a man. And I understand that he might be a little bit having a inferiority complex towards people who act like men and call them toxic and toxic masculinity for being men and the way we are. Nevertheless, I think he's just somewhere in the field. Went out astray. He's just not there. This guy. He says, if Putin was a woman, which he obviously isn't, if he were, I really don't think he would have been embarked on a crazy macho war of invasion and violence in the way he has. If you want a perfect example of toxic masculinity, it's what he's doing in Ukraine, he said. Well, this is what a messed up individual with woke ideology and as I said, he can't even, he doesn't seem to even take care of his personal hygiene, right? I don't think he makes his bed or changes his underwear every day, which is okay. I mean, some people don't do that, I guess, but we can also judge them. So this is Boris Johnson. And we go to another person who's going to answer this individual, and then we're going to discuss. And this is from republicworld.com from June 30th, 2022. And Russia's Putin reminds UK Prime Minister of Margaret Thatcher's Falkland War over if Putin was a woman comment. So responding to UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, if Putin was a woman, remark, Russia's president reminded him, because, Putin is an adult and he knows stuff. And aside from that, either he's briefed or he knows these kind of things. His answer is an intellectual answer, not a kindergarten level answer. He says, he reminded Prime Minister Johnson of former UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, who he said had, and I'm quoting, decided to start hostilities, military operation against Argentina for the Falkland Islands, which is a fact. So, touche. And I'm quoting, here a woman decided to start hostilities. Where are the Falklands Islands and where is Britain? And this is dictated by nothing else than Britain's imperial ambitions and their imperial status and colonization, as history explains, said Putin. Is that true? where are Falklands Islands and where is Great Britain? Opposite sides of the world almost. And where is Argentina? So Putin did not have to call, what's his name, President, Prime Minister Johnson in any way, because as I said before, I haven't heard Putin calling leaders' names or, talking, being rude in a manner like a child. But on the other hand, I heard others talking like children. I heard, for instance, the German Chancellor. I listened to Boris Johnson. I listened to Joe Biden. I listened to Mario Draghi of Italy. Um, and we don't have, we also have to talk about their jokes at the G7 meeting in Germany and Bavarian Alps about Putin's bare-chested pictures riding a horse and being a man, which I like personally, instead of wearing a skirt and a tampon and pretending is something else. So some people have to remain sane, I guess. And Putin just showed that he's talking with this clown from a different level. These guys are just, uh, I don't know, it's you don't get involved. There's a, that saying that you don't wrestle with the pig, because you might get dirty and the pig might like it. So that's the same with Putin. He just talks like this and historically factual based, which I admire, that I have to say, because why would I admire a person who talks really things like toxic masculinity and these cliches by the new woke culture that I think is just a that's what I think, it's a immature and a prolonged adolescent. That's what it is, prolonged adolescence, and that's the mentality. They are adults with child brains, and unfortunately, they play their role right now, and they are pushed forward by interests from behind that do not subscribe to their little childish adolescent level, interpretation of reality and worldview, but they use them to destroy, uh, I put it straight, our civilization. And they think that the adults left the room, and they think that the crazy are running the asylum, in charge of the asylum, which is not like that. But there will be a time when the adults and sane people and people that created this civilization, they will have no more room to back off. And then once they will have only one way to go straight forward, they will probably go over these guys like a bulldozer. And poor those adolescents, because they have nothing to grab on, really, intellectually, physically, culturally, they are just bankrupt. Nevertheless, here is an example of an adult and a child, how a person talks about some other person and how a person responds. You be the judge. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.